Hi everyone, welcome to Get Ready with me, Louise. So today we're going to be using the other Huda Beauty Creamy Palette in Greige Creamy Obsession, I think is how you say that. And it is definitely gray, to the point of black. I'll be honest, this is pretty, it's not dark, like deep and dark, but it is on the darker side of things for myself. Now for you it might be perfect. For me it is going a little bit too dark. But I do think that you could keep it on the lighter side, but it's going to be the same look if that's the way you're going to go. Although I think that these palettes are going to offer the same look anyway, to be fair. Nature of it, you know what I mean? But for the rest of the face, let's go over it. For foundation, I am wearing the Makeup Forever Reboot Foundation, which, do you know that's not selling on Sephora anymore? Like, why did they get rid of that? I know they came out with the new foundation. Is this supposed to be the same as that? Because the Reboot is like perfect for me. I love that foundation. For concealer, I am using the Sephora Best Skin Ever. Yep, full coverage concealer. It's okay. For the price point, it's good, but for me, just general, it's okay. I set with the number 7 Lift and Illuminating powder under the eyes through the T-zone. The rest of the face I set with my Bare Mineral Pro. For lips, I am wearing the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip in Honeysuckle and that lip liner. And then for the rest of the face, bronzer, highlighter, and blush, I went with this Hourglass palette here, Ambient Lighting Universe, in the, I think this one's the light version, lightning edit. But I used this one for bronzer, that for highlighter, and that for blush. So for bronzer, I used Glistening Bronze Light. For blush, I used Luminous Rose. And for highlighter, it's Supernatural Strobe Light. So that's what's rest on my face. But let's get started with this palette. I will say I do think the look, where it is a darker look, lashes would probably make it look even better. Although lashes make every look better, and I don't know how to do that. So just know that if you are thinking about, doing it or going for this palette, if you know how to do lashes, you might want to put a pair on. So the first shade we're going to go into is this one right here. We're going to start with this one. I will say that this palette intrigued me because, like, I wasn't really, like, for sure where I was going to go with it, right? I mean, I kind of did, but I was kind of, like, interested in the colors themselves. And I swatched this one here, and, that felt so wet, right? It was so weird. It felt wet, and then it turned to powder. Like, and not like it felt creamy like the rest of these do, because they feel creamy and turn to powder. No, this was wet, and you'll see here in a minute because I do use it. But I'm wondering if they didn't put that in there as like a base, maybe to make the look even like smokier, because it really is a cream. Like, that's what it feels like. It almost feels like those liners she had put in the other palettes, which it could be, but that's what it kind of feels like to me. And I haven't watched anybody else's, reviews on these, because I wanted to give my own without it, being tinted or anything, tainted. Because, sometimes that happens. I'm also wearing the Busy Art Eye Primer again. Y'all, talk about turning age back. Like, if you didn't want to do anything with your eyes, put that Busy Art Eye Primer down and then just set it with, like, your setting powder. It makes your eye look like 10 years younger. Easy. It, like, blurs everything. It is so crazy. We're going to go into this color now. Start to darken it up. Like, it was nuts when I put that on. And I will say that these apply nicely on each other, and not in a way of, like, you can see the buildup. Because, if you put cream on top of cream on top of cream, like, you can kind of start to see a buildup. That's not what these do. These blend out so nicely. It's almost like You really can't even feel it on your lid. Yeah, to be fair, you can't even feel it on your eyes, which is crazy in itself that way. But I've really, I like these, and especially in the way that it's different. And I mean, come on, how many neutral palettes do we need? How many colorful palettes do we need? At least this is bringing something completely different to the realm. Now, it is just neutral, so, you know, I don't know if maybe they'd be able to bring out colors in this formula. I don't know how easy or hard that would be. But what I will say is this formula is nice. The only other thing I had a question of, we're going to go into the darkest shade now, was what like how long it'd take to go through this palette, because you do have to go in so many times, I feel like. Number one. But number two, after I was playing with it and I felt that one shade and then I started thinking about the others, these are creamy, so will they dry out, and how long before they dry out, type of thing, you know. They do snap closed very nicely, so I'll give it that. It's got a nice closure to it. But if this isn't a palette you're going to use every day, like, how long is it going to stay in your collection before it dries out? So keep that in mind, because, you know, we don't know. Now, the shelf life on it says, okay, it says 24 months. That's 2 years, y'all. I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know if it would be able to, maybe, or maybe you would go through it before the 2-year period. I don't know. Look at this color, though. I mean, any other time I'd be so scared of these colors. It would be crazy, you know? But I'm not with these. We're just going to go back over what we already did. Like, they are just effortless. They really are. Now, I don't know if you apply with your finger or something, how that would work. Kind of curious on that part of it. But as far as applying with a brush, no, I mean, beautifully. So far, so good. And it's not doing any damage to, like, it's not getting stuck in my brush or anything. Like, it's just beautiful. It really is. Like, I've got to give it credit. You know, it is very, very pretty. I did use the white exit. Oops, just stuck my finger in that. Lovely. The white exit eyeliner from ColourPop in my waterline, just to bring it some sort of brightness. I don't know how good it did me. We're going to go in with this color here and run it under the lower lash line. You're going to see in a minute this one shade that I said was like a cream, almost like a gel liner in a way, without having to add anything to it, like water or something, like one of those water activated things. Trying to, in case my fiance calls, he's out, so I gotta leave the other phone beside me in case he calls. But anywho, like, this applies so far just like yesterday's video, to be fair. The shadows are, and it's they're I've got nothing bad to say. I do have a beware here in a minute, but other than that, nothing bad. Alright, now we're going to take this shade right here, and I'm just going to pick it up on the brush, and we're just going to lay it all over the lid. And And the other thing I'll say is I didn't get any fallout really, which is beautiful, don't get me wrong, because this could be a mess if you had to clean it up because they are such dark shades, but I didn't need any. But look at that shade. It's like a gunmetal almost. It's just so pretty. And you can sheer it out or, you know, really get it to that deep, dark gunmetal shade. It's just gorgeous though. And you really can't pinpoint it because sometimes it's got like a purpley effect to it depending on how the light hits it. Like one minute it looks gray, the next minute it's got like a pinky purple violet shade going through it. It's just really pretty. Okay, now for inner corner, we're going to go into the center shade right here. This would be the shade that would probably give you trouble as far as like fallout, so be careful with it, spray it maybe. But I'm just going to tap it in, because if you tap it in, it almost like it melts in. At least that's what I found. Almost all these shades feel like they just melt. It's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of crazy. I will say it's definitely interesting there, you know, to come out with something like this. And is it needed? I don't know. I don't know if it's needed to the market, but at least it is different, you know. It's not the same old formulas, the same, you know, with different colors. Like it's giving you a little bit. And like I said, for aging eyes, I think it's beautiful. It makes your eyes look 10 years younger, seriously. I mean, granted, that primer's helping, don't get me wrong, but even if you didn't have the primer, like, you could, when you go to use it, you're going to be like, oh, I see what you're saying. I'm just trying to get both sides to, but that would be the shade that would give you the fallout. There's one shade in each of them that would give you fallout. After that, as long as you're careful with it though, you won't get fallout. Now, the shade to be aware of. So what I do, if you know anything, I always take the darkest shade, and I take my little refer brush, which is the best brush for this, for lining. It is so teeny tiny, but this shade is different. That's all I can keep saying, is different. Like, because I got nothing to reference it to other than different things like the gel liners and stuff. But I just went in and picked up a little bit, as you saw. Let me get my big mirror because we all know I can't see. And I'm going to line the top lash line and the bottom. And this is pigmented, okay? Number one. I'm trying not to poke myself in the eyeball. And a little bit goes a long way. And depending on how dark you want that line, like, you can get it pitch black if you wanted it pitch black. But the fact that it feels so creamy and wet, like a cold feeling to your finger. And then I swiped it on the back of my hand just to see, right? And then within about 2 to 3 minutes, to be fair, you know, give or take, it then like turned into a powder, and I could like shush it away almost. Like, so weird. I mean, it was there. It wasn't like, ooh, it went away. But like, it blended and everything. It was just, I don't know. It's just different. Now we're going to we're going to line the lower lash line. This is where I ran into problems because it is so pigmented and I wasn't prepared for that darkness on the lower lash line. But I have to, you know, if I was to do it now, obviously I'd go in with a very soft hand and just a little bit. But because I did it so dark on the other eye, I kind of have to go dark on this eye. I have to do the same thing. But yeah, it is different. But if you're looking for that, like I said, this might be a nice creamy base to really get a smoked out look, like a dark smoked out look if that's what you're going for. Me personally, I don't feel comfortable with that. I don't feel comfortable wearing that sort of look, nor the application of that look, because I'm not a makeup artist, so I don't know what I'm doing. But if it is something you are comfortable with, and it is something, well, because I'm definitely keeping these out, then I would say maybe go for it. We're going to take that same shade right there that I used a second ago for the lower lash line to try to blend that out a little bit, that darkness. As you see, it blends out, but it still leaves that under eye looking darker than what I thought it was going to do for sure. But at the end of the day, it's still a really pretty look. But next time I probably wouldn't go, you know, if I did a look again, and I will, using this palette, I know better not to go that dark for the lower lash line, you know, because it's just not my comfortable spot. But for overall, it's a beautiful look. And like I said, it definitely makes my eyes, when you look at it, like the creases and all that sort of stuff, it's not there, and it doesn't settle throughout the day. Like, so nice. So I thought with this kind of look, we needed to go in with the big guns. So I'm got the YSL Lash Clash in black. I also probably should have curled my lashes, but since I didn't with that eye, I'm not with this one. But again, depending on what you're comfortable wearing, you might really like these palettes, because they're definitely going to give you what you're looking for, whether it's a black smoky look or a more brown neutral smoky look. It's going to give it to you, no doubt there. Shoot. Of course I'm going to get mascara all over me. I do love this mascara though. I need to try the waterproof version of it that they came out with. I just haven't got to it yet, but it is on my list of things to do. We're going to use the Lancome Def and Seals on the bottom lashes. Alright. Got a little bit of cleanup to do, but that's okay. So overall, I was right on my yesterday's video. I do like the neutral brown one more than I like this one as far as color story. Uniqueness, I think you get more out of the gray one, the creamy Greige, because you got different formulas in it, or at least one different formula compared to the other one. So it really depends on what you're looking for, a color story or uniqueness. It just really depends. I don't think you would dislike either one of them. I don't think you would have issues using either one of them as far as that goes either. So overall, I think these might be a hit for Huda Beauty, to be fair and honest. Like, I think that it's a good product. I think they came out with something different, unique, and I think that if people did try them, they would really like them. Now, I don't know how many people are interested, because when I thought creamy, I thought like creamy shadows, like the matte paint pot, or like that black shadow that I just used. That's what I was thinking, but it's not. And I like that about it, because these are shadows that I, as an amateur, can use, create really pretty looks, and feel good in them. So there's that to be said. But let me know. I'm curious. Do you have these? Are you thinking about it? Are Sephora sales coming? Maybe then. Do you think that, it is unique or different to the market? I'm just curious. But let me know all your thoughts down in the comments. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell, hit all. That way you're notified when I upload. I upload every day but Sunday unless there's a new launch like this one. And I'll see you in the next one. Until then, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye.